They have been pushing through this bill, which now has passed. This is so absolutely insane that I actually cannot believe it's happening. Like, you know, we talk about politics all the time and crazy things happen, and obviously the culture wars, just like endless craziness all the time, right? But this one is so nuts that I actually cannot believe it's happening in America, although I guess maybe it's not happening in America. It's happening in California, which is a whole other thing. What they are doing in California is, we showed you some of the video yesterday by the sponsor of the bill who happens to have a trans daughter. If your 7-year-old child comes home and says that they are a girl, even though they are a boy, if you do not affirm that for them, whatever your 7-year-old child thinks, the state can now come and take your child away from you. Child services can come and now say your child is not yours. In essence, you are abusing your child. They will put that child in some sort of state facility or give them to some other group of people who will literally chemically castrate them, force them to undergo drugs and procedures and all of that stuff that is happening in California right now. Here is a guy by the name of California Senator Scott Wilk. He's been a state senator there for at least a decade, and he actually is saying he has had it, and listen to his message.
I'm now in year 11 in the state legislature, and all the time we're proposing policies to protect children. Well, after 11 years, I've come to a conclusion that we need to start protecting parents. That's just not happening. I've been here and witnessed a full frontal assault on charter schools, taking away parents' choice and how their children are going to be educated, to the detriment particularly of children of color. In recent years, we have put government bureaucrats between parents, children, and doctors when it comes to medical care. And now we have this, where if a parent does not support the ideology of the government, they're going to be taken away from the home. Now, I agree with both Senator Wiener and Senator Laird that today it only involves divorce proceedings. And frankly, a judge can already factor this in. But I can assure you it's not going to end with divorce proceedings. In the past, when we've had these discussions and I've seen parental rights atrophied, I've encouraged people to keep fighting. I've changed my mind on that. If you love your children, you need to flee California. You need to flee. And it just breaks my heart. I'm born and raised in this state. I love this state. I'm not going to stay in this state because it's just too oppressive. And I believe in freedom. And so I'm going to move to America when I leave the legislature.
I'm going to move to America. I bet you this guy ends up in Florida, and we would be happy to have you here. So this is now happening in California. You really must understand this. It is on the way. It is happening. If you are watching this show and you're in California and I don't even have to say if you're conservative, if you're a roughly sane person and you are sending your kid to public school or wherever else, if one day that child's mind is infected and they come home and say this, know that you live in a place where they could take your child away. If that is not enough to get you moving, I don't know what is. I genuinely do not know what is. But it is now state-sanctioned kidnapping in California. These people are completely out of control.